is the first time that I'm doing a flip through, and I'm doing it for the month of April. I just want to see if I can actually remember those days just by looking at my spread and sort of quickly reading a few things here and there, because I think that's sort of the ultimate test for a planner to see if it actually works the way it's supposed to work. Of course, part of it is to plan your day and keep your notes, but also when you go back to it, to be able to remember what actually happened. And that can be very helpful when it comes to regrouping and remembering past projects and different types of goals that I have, and also things that I learned along the way, because I tend to have really bad memory issues, and that's part of the reason why I started doing journaling and planning. I want to see if it actually works, if going back to it will help me remember what happened and sort of capture the feeling of that day. Some of them I think will be much easier because I have these bigger notes here, but sometimes I can remember what my list is about. I know generally the types of categories that I write here. Usually it's like my favorite things, or it might be a list for stickers that I want to create. And sometimes it can be just ideas about something specific. And because I don't really put titles on them, so I probably should do that. And I want to see if I can actually remember what the lists were for. So this was the first day of April, and I was so excited because Kokuyo Stationery shared my video and also contacted me for a future collaboration, which is so exciting. If you don't know, Kokuyo Stationery is the company that created this planner and also has the campus notebooks, which are very famous, obviously. And I also did a stationery haul. I will link it somewhere here. But yeah, this was such an exciting time, and I don't expect collaborations. I've had a few people contact me and give me free gifts and free stickers and stuff like that, but I just never expected, because I'm such a small channel. I don't have many followers on my socials, so it's always such a surprise to have a huge company contact you and ask you for a collaboration. It's just, and the thing is, like, my videos are not exceptional. I'm not really good at this. I've been doing this for like a year, so I'm not perfect at it, but I don't know, somehow these companies are happy to work with me, so I'm just grateful. So this is what I can remember from this day, because big letters here. And I'm also going to try to pick up all of those things that help me remember that day and sort of apply those practices. In the future, I can have more memorable spreads, or spreads that can help me immediately remember what happened. So definitely this is part of it. Having big letters and different colors as well would be very helpful. It's something that I don't really do anymore. But to be honest, if nothing memorable happens that day, it's just, there's nothing to write essentially to remember. But for sure, I'm making a mental note that in the future I want to create more notes like this, where I can see it and immediately remember what happened that day. Also, another thing is that I need to somehow title my lists, because I just don't remember. So this one says inks, stickers, tombos. Maybe it's a shopping list. Yeah, this one looks like a shopping list. This one, I'm not sure. I think the list was a list of things that I want to illustrate, and perhaps some planner kits as well. So this is mostly like a list for illustrations and later on to turn into stickers. Clearly I had some internet issues here, so again, I have these bigger letters here that immediately indicate what was happening that day, and the doodle here helps to bring focus to that as well. Other than that, I don't see anything else that happened that day that was memorable. I did have an asthma attack, which is horrible, but at least I know that that happened. I don't remember this day really, but at least I like the spread. That's nice. I think these are two very nice spreads. This one I say here, no shopping until the June 10th. I don't know why I put that here, but I definitely did not keep that promise, because I shopped twice since then. And I have a birthday list here of the things that I want to get. I also put Filofax, but I changed my mind because they're so expensive. So I don't think I'll be doing that. Also, I have so many other notebooks that I'm using. I don't think I could fit in another system in a way. So yeah, definitely not ready for Filofax. This is another list for stickers. I tend to do that a lot because I have ideas or I want to remember what I wrote the previous day, so I just repeat that. And on this day, I guess I was very sleepy. Again, you see these big letters just help to sort of capture the mood of the day. So I'm definitely going to try to do that again in the future. And on this day, I was planning to create a sandwich cake. I was fascinated by sandwich cakes. I discovered them that day. I think I was planning some sort of gathering at my house. So I was looking for party dishes and I discovered sandwich cakes and they look so beautiful. Of course, I never ended up doing it. I should do this. Like, this is gonna be so exciting. I don't know why I'm so excited about sandwich cakes, but they just look so beautiful. And then I put a list here of the things that I want to put in the sandwich. So basically a sandwich cake, it's like layers of white bread, and in between you have cream cheese, you have cucumbers, radishes, you have turkey slices, for example, and it's just a big log of a sandwich. So I don't know, that's just so exciting because you can sort of frost it on top, not with something sweet, obviously. You frost it with, is that how you say it? Frost? I'm not sure. Sort of cover it with cream cheese and then put whatever decorations you want on it. I was thinking about putting blueberries and slices of radishes and stuff like that. I even made a doodle here to show how I wanted to make it. I don't know why I ended up not doing this and I just completely forgot. I just want to take a moment to appreciate that I'm doing this now because it really helps to remind me of the things that I was so passionate about and sort of obsessed with. So yeah, I'll definitely be making this in the future because it's just so exciting. And lately I've been trying not to eat as many sweets and cakes and stuff like that. So a sandwich cake sounds like the perfect alternative. Okay, not really because, you know, it's not sweet, but it's just so exciting. I don't know. Am I crazy? But yeah, definitely I want to make this in the future. So usually on Saturdays, because my spreads are blue, I try to keep it blue with the stickers as well. I just think it looks more consistent and makes sense because of the blue spread here. I'm saying here that I have finally some progress. I'm not sure what I did that day. Maybe I made some decisions about some projects, so I'm not quite sure. I don't really specify here, so yeah, I really need to be more specific when I write things. Because I come back and I have no idea what happened on that Saturday. But yeah, and the list, I believe, is another shopping list for groceries. So yeah, so on Sunday, and this is, I guess, when I started having smudging. I don't know why. I went to a donkey park. And this is the first time I started using these little photos. So that's nice. But yeah, I guess I started having smudging issues here with my new fountain pen. That was a bit annoying, but I guess I just need time to get used to it a little bit. And my list here is, I think, the items that I want to make for next weekend or something when I have friends over or something like that. I also mentioned the sandwich cake. And now I remember why I forgot the sandwich cake. It's because after going to the donkey park, I got so freaking sick. I've never been this sick my entire life. But I wasn't sick in the morning, so you can see I tried to finish work here. I did 3 hours. I did my full spread here normally. But then towards the afternoon, I just felt so sick. I just couldn't continue. That's why you see emptiness here. This side here is actually backfilled, and I write it here that it was backfilled. I thought it would be a good idea to come back and fill all these pages, but I never did that. I prefer to leave it empty because it's a reminder of what happened, so I regret backfilling this one. So it was completely empty because, again, very, very sick. So yeah, and I proceeded to be sick for the whole week. I've never been this sick my entire life. I had so much fever that wouldn't go away. I think at some point, maybe on Thursday, I went to the hospital as well. It was just horrible, and of course, emptiness. And then Sunday, finally, I felt better, well enough to get up and do my full spread here. And I even had the time to think about my listing images, because before this I just had photos of my stickers, and then I decided to do listing photos so I can look a little bit more professional, and I want my shop to look cute. So yeah, I was doing drafts here for that. But yeah, this was a nightmare, absolute nightmare. I'm so glad it's gone. But after that, by the way, after being sick for a whole week, I lost my sense of smell and of course my sense of taste, and that lasted for 3 whole weeks. For 3 whole weeks I did not have any sense of smell and any taste. Food tasted like absolute nothing, and it was just such a nightmare on top of the nightmare, essentially. Right now it's late May and I'm still not 100% with my smell. Not 100%. I'm more like 70, which is fine. It's not that bad, but it goes to show how horrible this week was and how bad April was in general. Like, it was not a good month for me, not at all. Like, no. Yeah, then I felt better, I guess, and I started going back to my spreads. And this list here is things that I want to do daily. I'm always trying to create a balanced routine for the day, and I keep forgetting the things that I want to do. I think this is more like a weekly list. I don't think I could do this whole thing in a day. It's just too many things, but I always write. You will see this list very often in my journal. So yeah, I always try to remember what I want to do. And again, some more smudging here and there, but honestly, it's kind of part of the charm, I think. I don't know. So this was the first day back to work, and I say that I have a newfound appreciation for my life. It's crazy. Because obviously I was just so sick, I couldn't really do anything. So yeah, I guess I was happy to be back to work. This is a list of the things that I wanted to include in my planner kits, which I ended up putting most of this at the end. That was later when I got a whole week of vacation to do all the things that I wanted to do and to sort of recover from the madness. This spread is a little bit different because I used highlighters here. It's such a shame that I have this smudge here. Oh well. I guess I really like the colors. They're so bright. I note here that there was a time freeze. When I say that, it's basically when I feel that time just is not moving forward because I'm so bored at work. Still, I did very well with my schedule. I just did a big break in the middle and just finished work, as it seems. And this one is a quote that I really love. Confidence comes from competence. And it's something that took me such a long time to realize. Essentially, it says that confidence is not something that just comes to you. It comes from actually practicing something and seeing that progress, because your brain kind of needs proof that you can do something. It's not going to just give you delusional confidence before you actually do something. So do things, practice them, do them for a long time, and then you're gonna feel confident. And I think it's important to note that you should do things without feeling confident about them. So, because confidence is something that comes much later. So there's another quote, I'm not sure if I can find it, but it's something like, do it sad, do it mad, do it in pain. Essentially, do things no matter how you feel in the moment, and no matter the circumstances, just do it. Essentially, just do as much as possible. Don't wait for that moment that you're gonna feel perfect in order to do things, right? You cannot wait, because that moment will never come, or it comes like once a month. You can't just practice something once a month, right? So yeah, very important, this one. The list is things that I want to do. Again, this is tasks, but more general tasks. So yeah, this one is quite empty, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I was complaining about the loss of smell here and how it's affecting my mental health, because food is kind of the highlight of my day. And without the sense of smell and taste, it was just so sad. At some point I was just so depressed I didn't want to eat, because it just tasted like nothing. But then I realized that since everything tastes the same, I can actually make healthier decisions in terms of food, because if a salad and a burger taste exactly the same, why not eat the salad? You know what I mean? That was the only upside of this. I think during this time I was eating a lot more healthier, because it was like, what's the point? There's no flavor. Just eat whatever. And why not eat healthy while you're at it, right? This list, I think it's of things that I'm interested in general. Yeah, I think it's stuff that I wanted to write about. So yeah, just a list of things that I love and I'm interested in. So that's important. At some point, I think I'm gonna have to transfer these lists somewhere so I can have access to them, because I don't think I can go back to this and just randomly search for these unless I have some sort of labeling system so I can retrieve it fast, which I don't think so. So I think my plan to begin with was to transfer these lists to a smaller notebook or somewhere where I can have access to it, and also have labels so I can immediately go there when I need it. So for example, this one would be under the category interests or things that I want to write about. So yeah, definitely at some point I have to transfer all of this. Not all of them, because there's many duplicates here, but things like this I think are important. Another empty spread, and here there's no list, so I'm not sure what happened. This one I really like, and I'm using my new stickers here. These are from the planner kit Everything is Peachy. So this is really nice. I really love the little doodles here. And I seem to not have a list here. So I guess I had a bunch of tasks to do. So on a Friday? Weird. I have this just do it here. It's nice, and apparently it was an amazing day. Wow. Don't know why. I did a shop update. Was this during my vacation? No, because I guess I was working. Okay, so this is when I started my Easter vacations. This was the first day because it was a bank holiday. So I did not work on this day, and I started doing my planner kits. So for the whole week, it was just 1 week until the next Sunday. Yeah, and then I started work again. And during this whole week, I just kept doing illustrations and new planner kits, one each day essentially. But Friday and the first weekend was more like time for family vacations. It was Easter Sunday. I guess I didn't have enough time for my planner here. Disturbing revelation. Oh, I remember this one. Basically, it's not something I can share, so maybe I should just not mention. But I learned something that people have said about me, and it was just a realization that, you know what, it's better if I don't know if somebody said something negative about me. What's the point of knowing? You know what I mean? So yeah, I say some things are better left unsaid. So yeah. And then Monday, this was such an amazing week, honestly, and I think it will reflect on my planner here. Although I do see a lot of emptiness, so I'm not sure what happened there. And I think that for the whole week I was using the new planner kits, so that's nice. This one is the coffee planner kit. And my list, I believe the list was a list of illustrations that I want to create for future planner kits, I guess. So this one was empty because I was doing a lot of cleaning. So I was just not in my room and not really writing my planner, so it was just a very active day. This one again, I'm using the stickers from the planner kit. I really like them, and I kind of matched my doodles to the same illustrations here. And I say it's a productive day, a lot of designs. Again, this whole week I was just doing illustrations, designs, new stickers. Like, I wasn't doing anything else. I wasn't even going out. I was just locked in my room for a whole week and just doing this, which is amazing because I ended up doing, I think, 5 planner kits. So yeah, I have 0 regrets about this week. And here you can see that I don't have a list because I was just doing a bunch of tasks. So when I have actually time to do things, there's no extra list because I need the whole space for tasks that I need to do. And this one is another planner kit as well. This one is the forest planner kit, but I guess I was crashing a little bit because I had such an intense week of illustrations and creating planner kits and doing shop updates and stuff like that. At this point, I think I was very tired and I thought that I couldn't keep going. But then on the weekend, I kept going and I finished all my planner kits. So again, sometimes I cannot help it and I push myself too much and I end up burning out. But honestly, I feel that it was worth it because I was so happy with my work. I think for most of the day I was just playing Stardew Valley. But I also did video editing because that was the last video I did from this week. And then on Saturday, I guess I was doing a lot of chores. I'm not sure if I was doing any designs or anything like that. And I say here, be careful what you focus on. I don't know what I meant, but very wise words. I don't know. I guess I was doing more active tasks on this day. And on Sunday, I had finished both movies of Dune 1 and 2. And I just got so obsessed. I wanted to do like a spread for Dune. So yeah, I really like this spread. It's very full. I like it, and I use my new stickers here. And this list, again, things that I want to do in my everyday life or healthy habits, something like that. Here I was having a lot of smudging. I don't know why. Here I'm using the forest planner kit with the cinnamon roll. I think that's really cute. That's my favorite. And the list is things that I want to create in the future. So weekly pad, sticky notes and stuff like that. It's just future products that I want to create. It's gonna take a long time for me to get there, but I love to remind myself and keep those goals alive in a way so I don't forget them. And then we have Tuesday again, lots of smudging. I really love the use of stickers here. And here the list is for recipes that I want to gather. So some different types of breads, crackers, brownies, cheesecake. I don't know, just random recipes, I guess my favorites that I want to write and have them as in a book or a booklet. And then on the last day, was this the last day? This was the last day. I don't know why. Maybe I was fed up with the smudging and decided to go back to a gel pen, but this was a disaster. I do not enjoy this at all. And of course here you can see that my day was boring, so that's something. I say it here, endless day. Must have been horrible. But yeah, I do not like this. And then of course I immediately went back to my fountain pen here. But of course a bunch of smudging here and there. And this is May. That was April basically. I'm just gonna quickly go through May and end this video because it's probably so long. I don't even know. And in May, I do have some empty spreads here because I was actually at the flower festival. So basically I wasn't home, so I couldn't write anything. I really like this spread. These are so nice. I love it when it's so full of things. I started writing smaller letters. I don't know what happened. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to control the writing with the fountain pen, but I'm still using it, I'm still enjoying it, so I don't think I'll be changing that. And I definitely love the brown color. I wouldn't go back to black or anything like that. I just think it's too harsh. The brown is more mild on my eyes, I guess. So yeah, started using these stickers as well, just random stickers that I found around the house. And here I started using more photos, which I kind of stopped doing. I don't know, I guess I didn't have as many photos to put in, or because you have to have some special moments, even though sometimes it's just everyday things. It's just a salad, some illustrations, cats. Some days I just have nothing to share in terms of photos. This was from a customer that bought a bunch of stickers, the new ones. I always appreciate when somebody shares the stickers, so that was really nice. And this is the new design of Mr. Boo. I'm very happy with it. I don't think I'll be changing it. This is probably his final form. So yeah, I had to put a picture there. And there's also more new stickers. This is just the coffees, different kinds of coffees and tea and matcha. These are the Stardew Valley inspired stickers, which I'm planning to do a lot more of these. I'm actually working on some Junimos today, so hopefully by tomorrow I might have another shop update, I'm not sure. And then I put the listing photo here as well. I guess this day was tough because probably just really bored at work. So usually on the weekends maybe I get too busy, so I don't really write anything. Yeah, so you can see a lot of emptiness here. This was a day off and I had a doctor's appointment, so for most of the day I was just not in the house, and then I guess I came back and didn't feel like writing, so it's empty. Do some swatches here using the new stickers. It's really nice. And here's some Stardew Valley doodles. And that's it. This is Saturday doing this video. Again, some more Stardew Valley inspired, and I'm doing illustrations today for the new sticker sheet with the Junimos. So yeah, that's it for the April flip through. This was my first one. I really enjoyed it, to be honest, because it's an opportunity to look back and see what I did the previous month and sort of take away the positives and apply them again next month. So I think this is really important to do. I can't promise that I can do this every month, but it's definitely very useful for me. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.